Hey guys, today we're down here with Kyle, my mate. You may recognise him from actually the expo. You helped me out at the expo. Smeagol just bit him recently, my albino olive python, and then also
Few videos here and there on your channel for sure.
yeah, man, he's just been in background.
You've got Precious as well with that.
Yeah,
Closure.
that's right.
That's some of the OG members.
Yeah. And then it's just been, he's always been in the background, helping me out with my enclosures and just basically helping out at Winter Blooded as well. So that's super cool. But now we're just here at his shed and we're just checking out his fish collection that he's getting back into. He's been in fish for many, many years and he's just recently gone, you know what, I'm going to get back into it. So, so stick around, guys, for this one. All right, Kyle, front and center here. This is all you, baby. All right, so this is Kyle's shed, and he's got quite a few things on the go, and he's gonna walk us through what he's doing and what his plans are going to be. But first off, when did you first get into fish keeping?
My first fish tank, I would have been probably 9 or 10. I had a family member that had a really nice 4-foot tank, and it was, looking back, I mean, this is over 20 years ago, definitely fish that you probably wouldn't keep together in today's age, now that we know a lot more about the fish that we keep. But yeah, it inspired me. Really, I was just so fascinated. Every time we went over their house for dinner, I'm just sitting in front of the fish tank. I think it was for my 10th birthday. He gave me his old fish tank. He upgraded to a new one and gave me his entire setup. It was a 3 foot or just shy of a meter with a hang-on box filter, and I'll never forget, for the spacer, for anyone who's run an old hang-on box filter that don't have the little adjusters, you needed a little bit of a spacer, and it was a tape recorder or a little cassette tape, sorry. That was the perfect width for my fish tank. And from there I loved it. I had all sorts of fish in that tank, some that definitely shouldn't have been kept together, but the knowledge back then of tropical fish was not as much as what we have today. But yeah, anyway, kept them for a long time. That sort of snowballed into the, you have one and then you have two and then you end up having a heap.
Same with the reptiles, really.
For sure.
Yeah.
But when I was 15, I think I had 20 tanks, and I was like fully into it. Had just got a job. My first job was at Coles, and I look at the fish tanks and, man, I'm earning more money off of these tanks. Rightio, took no extra shifts at Coles, but went harder into the tanks. By the time I was 17, or just before my 17th birthday, I had 44 tanks in my mum's garage. And it was not much bigger than what this shed is now.
Yeah, that's it.
But no tank bigger than 6 foot. Looking back, it would have been nicer to have some of the bigger tanks, but it was, it wasn't a permanent abode for me, so didn't make sense to have these monster tanks that I would end up having to move as a young teenager. Ended up moving out, cut the tanks right down. Ended up getting into like ornamental shrimp, and when crystal shrimp went absolutely crazy, I went crazy into that. You have hiccups here and there as a fish keeper. Everyone goes through their own challenges and troubles and whatever else. And moved out and sort of started to step away from it as, you become legal to drink.
You also got into your marine side of things too.
Right as I was getting into the crystal shrimp. So for anyone who knows much about neocaridinias or caridinias, they're back in the late noughties and into the early teens of 2000. There's plenty of money around, but it wasn't. I was just amazed by these tiny little shrimp. And then all of the profits basically for that was funding into my marine tank, and I just wanted to do marine, but basically only off the money I made off of the shrimp.
That's
so
cool.
It was kind of a budget idea. All of my initial stuff was budget idea. I remember I got the initial rack system for my mum's garage for like $200, and it was an 8-foot rack that was 4 tier. Each tier was like just perfectly spaced to fit 2 foot lengthways. It was such a bargain for the time, and I look
Nice,
back and go,
yeah.
I wish I had that along that wall. And you know, we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that funded my cheap marine tank, and that's where my saltwater sort of exploration started. Was from that. What can I keep for not without spending thousands of dollars on this tank that I'm probably going to have to take down? Like, you know, for salt, I did a heap of research, and everyone's like, oh, you know, don't set one up in short term. And I understood that, but I still wanted to experience it. I was just renting under my mum, and then moved out into my own place, and still tried to keep that tank, but it just became too much to try and facilitate while I was never in a permanent place.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you don't build your bacteria up for up to 6 months. It depends who you ask and how you started and whatever else, but
Yeah, that's right.
the microscopic side of it takes a long time to build up. So anyway,
Yeah.
didn't really keep many tanks for a while. Finally found a place that my partner and I were pretty keen to at least rent for 3 to 5 years. So I was like, right, haven't had a tank for ages. I think I had a little 25 litre or 30 litre desktop tank. Kept some shrimp in it, went back into blue bolts and whatever else. And then I was like, right, I'm just going marine. I'm only having the one. I didn't count anything under 50 litres, in my opinion. That's not a fish tank. It's just a bowl, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I went and bought the cheapest drilled sump system that I could find on Gumtree.
Nice.
And it
Okay.
was a 6x2x2, already pre-drilled with overflows in the centre, well, not direct centre, but just offset in the back of the tank. And that's how I kind of wanted to run it, so that all of the manifold and stuff, whatever you want to run for salt stuff, was on the outside. Well, are you still hungry? Sorry. This is Skittles. Still pretty young, but he's done a
Yeah.
lot of growing this year.
Skittles was actually one of the rescues that I got, and you got him when he was probably 10 centimeters long or something.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah.
No, he's done well. He's showing some nice colour, and I mean his temperament is phenomenal for a male in breeding season.
His daughter just came in and kissed him goodnight.
Yeah,
All right.
and had to say goodnight to Skittles.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so decided to slim right down on tanks. I didn't want to run 40 tanks, but I wanted to have a saltwater, so I went right into marine. Did the full reef system and
Yeah.
dosing kits.
You've even got,
and whatever else.
Inside this tank here, you've actually
Still
got
some of the old
some of your old coral.
initial live rock and coral that 3 and a bit years in had a bacterial infection, and coral started dying off at a pretty rapid rate. Sold a lot of the fish off pretty quickly, just to people with more facilities than I, because I didn't have room to set up massive quarantine systems, which was what the tank needed, was to pull everything out, basically flush the system of this bacteria, and then not restart, but essentially restart. So gave the fish to some really nice people that I met years and years ago. One of them actually had the exact same car that I have. The only other person in my life that
The
I've
beast.
met with a purple R33 GDR.
Yeah. Well, that's for sale, guys. So if anyone
Yeah.
wants a GDR R33,
Yeah, starts and runs. I've got a house and a family, and the money will go way further into that than it will this that I might drive.
it's
every now
got
and
under. Was it under
then.
100?
100,000.
Under 100,000.
96,000 or something. It's
On
only
the clock.
just under, but yeah.
It's a weapon.
Yeah,
Icon.
it's original LP2, the Midnight Purple. But anyway,
Anyway, to the fish. To the
Yeah. So I kept kept the saltwater for a couple of years. Really enjoyed it. I will get back there, no doubt. At one stage there, before I got the salt tank, I had a 10x3x2 just to go crazy with fresh. It was either stingrays or Port Jackson sharks. So if I went freshwater, I wanted stingrays. I bought the really big wide tank for it. If I went saltwater, it was Port Jacksons, and then the landlord said, I'm selling the house. So yeah, see you later.
Damn.
Just had it fully cycled. I tried to let it, because stingrays, I went stingray route, but you want a well-established tank, and I just got into that level.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
so I
Alright.
finally had somewhere where I could store some tanks.
Yeah.
Convincing the missus, it's all good. It's all good. You
One
know, it's
leads
like one
to-
every year or so, depending on the size.
Yeah.
But it started with this. So I got this tank. I've had this since I had the saltwater tank at Red Bank. But I got this. It's a Red Sea reefer tank, like a sort of 2010-ish. I don't know the exact year for it, but for any Red Sea reefer people, there's a little bit of a period after sort of 2014 or 15 that you don't really get it.
It's got the whole sump on the back kind of thing.
Yeah, so it
What-
has an overflow system, and
Overflow
then,
system,
and
that's
then you
right.
have 4 outlets that the factory set up. I'll call it, being a car guy factory. They had 2 return pumps. That rear reservoir basically was just recirculation.
Okay. Yep.
The back corner here, you have an overflow system. I have not been able to find the uni joints to fit those parts. So if
Yeah.
anybody knows, it's a Red Sea Reefer 550 from somewhere between 08 and 2013-ish.
Yeah.
If you know the exact dimensions on those fittings, let me know.
Yeah,
Because I've been struggling to find bits where it's all sort of metric here.
Yeah.
So we have a hard time finding them. But anyway, that goes into there is a sump down here. It's not being I can quickly show you. The skimmer I had initially, that's from the old salt, but a little sump. The fella I bought it off built this stand. This isn't a Red Sea stand. He built the stand, built the sump, and then needed to move, funnily enough. So, what was it? I think it was $300 for the tank stand, that sump, and this nutty 10 bulb T5 light that came on the Red Sea Reefer from before this.
Dude, that's pretty good, eh?
That's really good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a really well built tank. Some people are starting to see that Red Sea had a little bit of an issue for that period in between, but this is the only tank I've ever had from them, and that was 20. Oh shoot! It has to be like 24. It has to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
That I got this second hand, and it's held water ever since. I haven't had an issue.
Yeah, it's a
with
beautiful tank every time.
But
The camera doesn't do it justice.
The contents, some might spark some.
It's very clear. It's actually very clear. It's just this lighting.
I can turn the back lighting off if you want. There is a lot of reflection.
Yeah.
If you want to do just no backlight.
We'll continue forth from
Alright,
here,
we'll
and then
do-
we'll do a thing at the end. We'll turn it off, and I'll run
Do a
around.
little walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So, as for the fish in here, I've only paid for 1 fish in this tank. Everything else has sort of been not so much a hand-me-down, but just someone else is shutting a tank down, and literally for 2 of the fish in here, the person said to me, if you don't take them, they're going down the toilet.
Yeah,
So it's not.
which is such a big
Yeah.
problem, man.
It really is, and you don't hear much about it, unfortunately.
So the Oscar's the one that.
The Oscar's the only one I paid for.
Yeah.
And initially, I bought him because I had a pair of albino Oscars that lived in here harmoniously with everybody else. I don't know the age or anything. I had them for 7 or 8 years. Oh no, probably 6 or 7 years.
So what do we call these guys over here? What's
So this female is a Venustus, or a giraffe cichlid, the one up the back there,
Yep.
with the sort of giraffe pattern. These males, from my understanding, are hybrid of the Venustus male over something else.
okay? Yeah.
So they sort of like the sulfur male over a Venustus.
They're a very cool looking fish, man.
Yeah, and they're quite big.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
a good
that-
size
yeah.
for a Haplochromis.
Yeah, for sure.
This she's holding right now, but she is from the red shoulder, which
Okay.
is that male that I had for years and years and did really well. And I think the person I got him from had him for almost 10 years. So
There's lots of territories getting built through here.
all these the libidos or the zebs, cobalt zebs.
Yeah, that's sick. Cool.
It's, still.
So this is like your
circulating.
bits of tank, bits
Yeah,
of.
some people don't like putting Africans and Americans, and to be honest, it's if you can avoid it, it's probably not worth the headache. It can totally be done. This is still a young Oscar, but it is growing up around already established adult Africans, and you haven't seen it yet, but there is also a Jack Dempsey in here, and you know, some people go, oh, Jack Dempsey's, you know, they can be crazy, and 100% a young territorial breeding male Jack Dempsey will tear every fish in this tank up.
Yeah. Okay.
But the male Jack Dempsey that I have, a friend and I bought many years ago with a bunch of tanks, and it sounds like we're talking about a kid, but to be honest, some of the Americans have the intelligence of a young toddler.
Yeah. That's good.
But he was kind
Oh,
of
here he
bullied.
is.
Here he is. Here's Sanchai. He's a electric blue, even though he's kind of green. You can see that like almost Texas patterning come out. But he is a Jack Dempsey. Don't let his
nice.
colouring.
And it's big, and it's
mistake
in
you.
there for them as well. So
But he, at the moment, kind of protects the female Africans, which is interesting.
okay.
He's gone through many phases in the multiple years that Pete and I have owned him. But for now, he's finally starting to come back out and show a little bit of confidence and whatever else. And to be honest, you have little bouts even in wild. There's going to be territory disputes over nice territory. So I'm going to continue to build this rock pile up, and it's already harbouring many little giraffe cichlid babies. And
You do have
whatever else.
your bristle nose in there too.
Yeah.
Just your commons.
I weaned them down. There's still that really big girl in here that's probably 15 to 16 years old for a common, and she's a stonker. But aside from that, I pulled a lot of the dominant males out just to sort of reset the line and add some more bloodline back in. But for now, it's just a bits of tank that, you know, if something can go in here that needs a better home, I'll try and provide it. But
Yeah, nice. All right, cool. So over to these three.
all right.
Hi guys, we're back. Just a little bit of smoko, so leave us alone. We're just about to jump down here and talk about these three tanks here and what projects Kyle's got going on down there. So let's go.
Yeah, right. So, not long after I got this, another bloody Gumtree beauty. It's a 6x2x2, and funnily enough, it's an Aquariums R Us tank. Tank stand, and I think that was a bit of substrate and whatever else, but $50.
What's-
Absolute bargain. In the far one that we have right now, that's just albinos. I'm just trying to purify my own line of hardy albinos. Threw in a longfin in there and a really old female, just to spice up the colony. They're currently feeding with the parents because it builds a really strong fish. And then not long from now, that initial colony that I've created will be separated off. That will become the grow out. In the one next to it, essentially the same idea. And a good true breeding colony of commons. I know it sounds silly, but commons these days, just everyone brushes it under the wing. No one really wants a good, strong, healthy fish. So I'm just trying to bring that back into the hobby.
Yeah, that's
A
awesome.
few that I've seen pass through, you know, you either have a really old one or a young one that struggles for a long time.
Yep. What's on the third down
In
there?
the third one is I ended up in
Oh, yeah, we got a long fin.
in receiving some fish from a family member. They had a really old female common, and she threw out albino, she threw out common, and she threw out marble.
Oh, wow, okay.
And my prior experience with fish, I had bred common longfin, albino longfin. I actually went into orange spot. Could never get longfin from them, but bred orange spot, did peppermints. One of the few that I didn't do back then for the original ancestress was the marble. So had some blessed to me, and then have bred the first genetic back through. Some that I purchased.
And you just got some reds too.
Yeah, trying to bring that red back out of them. So the longfin in here was purchased as a longfin marble, but it's definitely on the line of mine where it's only just that early marble. It's not super calico. It doesn't have heaps of orange or anything through it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got what some people might call a muddy red, which is a super red.
Wait,
but-
we'll just swap positions because the
Oh,
light
yeah,
behind
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yep.
So some people might, be ecstatic with a fish like that, which to be honest, I am. They're beautiful, and the price I paid was pretty good for how red they are. But some of the, funnily enough, all of them are males that I bought.
Oh,
So
dear God.
this female here, that's one of the first genetics from the original ones that I pulled out.
Okay.
This longfin here was an added genetic into this colony to try and, if I can, it'd be nice to get
That's
a
the
really
perfect shot. It's got the
Yeah.
red, the long fin, and
Yeah,
the
right
calico
next to
right
each
there.
other.
That's mint.
but that's still technically a muddy red because it's not clear fin. It doesn't have. It's still got the red color and it's got the blue eyes, but you still see some little speckles in a couple of the scales here and there. So it was more just to add orange back into the calico because a lot of the calico is getting washed out. And it's getting harder and harder to tell the difference unless you have a keen eye from a common that has nice pattern to an entry gate calico.
That's
So I'm just trying to, bring
That's
that
cool.
back out.
Yeah.
But yeah, cheap tank, pretty cheap setup. These two are just on a really well established substrate and sponge filter with a heap of wood, a couple bits of old coral and stuff in the M1. This one was a bit of an experimental tank. I wanted to add as much volume as I could to this. So some older bits of driftwood, some triple stacked sponges, but running a siphon filter system, which not for beginners.
You get overflow.
It's problematic, yeah. You have to have safeties in place to be
Okay.
able to, so that this can't overdrain and that can't overfill, and yeah. It can be a bit of a headache, but I think I've finally got it to the golden level where it's minor adjustments depending on how heavy I feed the tank and how much this overflow hose clogs up versus the outflow and whatever else. But
And you also got what? Some endless?
yeah. Taking away from my initial passion into the hobby was bristlenose. I remember
Yeah.
seeing the first bristlenose in that family member I mentioned earlier's tank, and I was like, "What is this?" He had like a forest on his face.
Yeah, nice.
And it blew my mind. So I went hard into that. But also I was fascinated by the live bearers. Experimenting with live bearers. Had a few different things when I was younger, but never really understood genetics until I was a bit older. Had some black bar endlers. That was the first live bearer I experienced. I was not against, but I wasn't a big fan of guppies. I wanted something a little different, and arguably they're damn near similar. Smaller body on the male, smaller body on the female, but yeah, I don't know. I had a really nice planted tank back when planted tanks were still very new to it. Soils were few and far between. So I just wanted to basically re-strengthen that original black bar endler where I first had some really nice colours from. So that's up here. Over here I found a couple of cool patterns that came off of the black bar.
Okay.
And just tried to isolate. So a couple of the males, the tails are almost starting to touch. It's hard to get on camera, but
Yeah, I'll try to find
in
some.
person, you can start to see. I had one really nice male that his tail fully connected.
Oh yeah, this is a good
After.
dot on him too. Right there.
Well, I lost the initial male.
Oh,
but
okay, well, this
I got
guy's
his
looks
first
freaking
genetics.
gorgeous, man.
Oh yeah, you can see how close they are. So I called him window tail, but I only ever got his first ever batch off.
That's beautiful.
So just tried to isolate, and now it'll be that sort of pull the males that don't show it, keep the males that do, and try and reignite that initial sort of vision. The far left one is just basically was sort of the initial bits of tank. So you can see the size difference. If you look at that really big female guppy, she's got Endler in her, but she is still huge and still shows that, yeah, she's skittish as.
Yeah.
Still shows the colour in the tail, which defines basically the difference. If you look at any female in this tank, there will be zero colour in any of the tails because they have the Endler gene. So it's sort of riding that fine line of getting some fun stuff to play with in the in between. Some people might, not be a fan of it. Honestly, I think an Endler Guppy hybrid is in my personal opinion, the best out of both, because Endlers are a little bit smaller. The males can still be, voracious in their breeding attempts, as guppies can be as well, but they won't get to the level where they're really doing serious damage to the girl. So bringing the guppy over into that, you get some pretty cool colours. We can try and see some of the ones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to spot them.
So this
There's
is
some of the babies.
so basically this is like a line you're working on.
I don't know if you can see.
Oh, it's
them.
really hard to
Yeah.
see. But they like shimmer neon.
They have like I think I might have one of the offs that I didn't put into this little sump colony, but yeah. This is the siphon system.
We'll
that
come
I
back to
basically
this in
ran.
6 months' time, and it'll be
Yeah. I can show you one of the males that I pulled off that didn't have the features that I was sort of after, and honestly, it was nice just to put that back through the regular stuff, just to spice it up a little bit.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we'll go around to the other side, and I'll explain a little bit about sort of what's going on over there.
All right, sweet.
I don't think we'll ever eventuate to anything. It's more just if I see anything cool, I'll pull it away, and if I have the time and space, I'll
So this
do
is
it.
basically just a little sump tank down here, where it's just separated lots of different males and a few females. But
Initially, it was a male only, and then honestly, I had a few girls that were needed to come out. I just had too many,
it's
so
all,
I threw them in here just to see how it would go.
it's all different throughout. So the blue on
Mm.
some of them, the bloody flame tail on some of them.
Yeah, that's where the initial red guppy crossed with the black bar.
That's cool. Sweet. All right, what else? What's in here?
So now that it's finally warmed up, where I'm local to Brendan as well, being
Southeast
Ipswich,
Queensland,
yeah,
Ipswich,
yeah,
yeah.
Ipswich region. So it's finally warmed up. We had a really long winter. At the bottom there is a bunch
this
of
is your test subjects for. Oh yeah, put your light lower. Yeah. So that basically they're your commons.
yeah, just commons, but just a trial. So I've done guppies, endlers, cories in tubs before.
Yeah.
But I just so happened when I rescaped that big tank that we were looking at before, one of the tunnels was full with these guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
So
they're-
you just throw them in there because it's warm enough.
Yeah, the nights are
Right.
warm enough. I had some aged water. I always keep aged water. I think it's a heavily overlooked thing. A lot of people rage on about all your beneficial bacteria in your filter media, but your water actually holds a lot of it as well. And I'm a big advocate for that.
Yeah,
So
nice.
just tubs. I mean, these plastic tubs don't provide a whole lot of beneficial bacteria surface for the actual surface of the tub. But the water itself, if you don't overfeed and whatever else, it's a fine balance for sure. But you can 100% keep fish in tubs if you're in Brisbane almost all year round, unless you have a pretty cold winter. Out here at Ipswich, generally it's probably, I'd
Like
say on
indoors.
average 9 months that you could do it.
Actually, you got
I got tubs outside
that
as well.
survived. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on your size of water, like your water body as well is a big thing too. I think a lot of people that first get into aquariums go and buy, a 40 or 30 litre tank, all in one, everything's there, but they struggle because the biggest thing with keeping fish is stability. It's really hard to keep a stable water, all your parameters stable
Yeah.
in a smaller body of water. The
Yeah,
more water you have,
sure.
the easier it is to keep stable.
But it would take longer to get full.
It
the,
takes
the
longer
beginning.
to establish. Yeah,
Yes,
for
okay,
sure.
yeah,
absolutely. Because you have to build more bacteria up to
Yeah.
keep that.
But
water
once it's stable, it is a lot easier to keep.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's less prone to those temperature fluctuations, and I think the biggest thing for most fish keepers is moderating temperature, especially in our climate. It's touching back on the reef stuff. Like it's incredibly hard without a chiller to keep your water below sort of. I mean, the critical
Yeah.
level for saltwater is
So
28.
That's similar with reptiles too, because there's like it also depends where these fish are from.
Oh, 100%.
Or, like-
Locality is a big thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
A lot of the fish that we keep in our aquariums now, I mean, the vast majority, Thailand or South America, I mean, a lot of these really hot, humid areas. But you find people that struggle with fish that come from areas outside of that.
Yeah, real tropical stuff.
I mean, to get into the nitty gritty of it, like right now, Ipswich water is very hard in terms of general hardness and carbonate hardness.
Yep.
And it is also very high pH, and coming out of our tap with above point. I mean, if you use the API test kit, it's in the green for ammonia. Nitrite is
Jesus.
in the purple.
Got a bit of everything
Nitrate
going on.
is almost in the maroon red.
Fuck
so
it up.
that's our tap water
Oh,
right now.
beg my pardon.
Yeah, it's all right. In my, I mean, now I'm in my 30s. In my 20 odd plus years of keeping fish, I've never seen tap water this bad. So
Filter your drinking water, people.
Absolutely. Even boiling it's better to boil it, but you still have that build up in your kettle. If you look inside your kettle, you'll see build up on your heating element.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So but then that brings a whole nother kettle of problems with whether
Kettle,
you use,
bro.
you like
Yeah.
the
Woo.
with keeping fish in RO water and TDS zero water. It's a whole nother thing.
All right, yes,
Yeah.
keep this
on
simple. Yes,
That's just a
go.
little trick.
We'll go
The
down a
trials and
rabbit hole.
tribulations of keeping fish. You
Yeah.
gotta test your tap water. If you do water changes with tap water, just get the cheap test kit to start with, and if anything is out of whack,
Perfect.
do some more testing.
Yeah, there we go.
My tap water's been crap, so I've been loving what I said before, the aged water. Some of these tubs are just literally, they don't even have fish in them. It's
Just come down to Nick's Pet Needs and you'll get free water testing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, we do free testing. That's another little thing that's really surged my passion again for fish, is getting a job at a animal store, a fish store where they have reptiles and whatever else.
Amazing.
Like,
It's probably the best in the region.
It's
for
really
sure.
drove my passion back into it. But so this just became, I got this as a hand-me-down system from a friend that I actually got into fish, and then he started running out of space and he still had the passion for it, but didn't want to manage
The
this.
lights make it very like disco.
Yeah, another just benefit of working at a pet shop. These were damaged. Got them for pretty cheap.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, for sure. So got the system, basically refreshed it. It had a bunch of good media. I added some extra media. It's a sump system. You can run 2 extra tanks up top. When we got it, it wasn't plumbed for the 2 extra, but it had them. And then they ended up getting broken just from sitting
Yeah.
in the side winds forever.
Yeah. So so down here, what have we got in here?
So this is just another guppy filled tank, guppy and the hybrid that
And
if I pull
baby
something, but it's a
bristles.
grow out. This was the first ones that got pulled out from the albino colony, just to see, because it's on a mixed substrate over there, you don't get true color. For if you were to put them on clear bottom or with a substrate.
I have noticed that your albinos are very white, really white compared
Yeah,
to creamy,
yep.
like that.
Yep, and they're on a white substrate in the tank they're in.
Yeah, okay.
As with most fish, they have the ability to change their
Yeah.
not to go from red to bloody yellow. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But they
yeah.
can adapt to their environment.
Yeah, for sure. But do you
And even
reckon
though it's an
keeping them on a substrate that is lighter? Do you reckon over time will that do anything genetically? Like,
It
because I
depends.
just
It
know
depends.
I've seen a lot of albino bristlenoses as most people do,
Yeah.
and these are very, very light. And even when they used to come into the shop,
Yeah.
they were a lot lighter than majority of the other albinos too. So it's I don't know what that is, but
Well,
it's very
to
cool.
be honest, that's a compliment. Because what I was trying to do with the initial albinos was bring back to not so much that yellow washed out that you see even in reptiles. I'm sure with albinos, if it's a yellow, it would sort of get classified as something else.
Yeah, they start going like moon glows and sun
they
glows.
go into something else.
Yeah.
So I think an albino should
But
be.
I think that's it. But in reptiles, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
it's a lot of like there's a lot of genetics that will make it into that. Like I think there's a lot of caramels and all sorts of stuff
for sure.
going
well,
down.
Just for instance, with the albinos, you have lemon blue eyes, which are really more of that like vibrant yellow that you would see, but with the blue instead of the albino eye, and that's another popular one that's gone nuts. We even get them in at the store pretty frequently. But it was more, I just wanted to pull, some people have gone into the full white, so there are, still in Australia, it's not a tried and true bloodline, but ghost albinos.
Okay, alright.
So they are
never heard of it.
pure white. The only way to tell if it's a pure ghost is, in an albino, you'll still get the mottling in the pattern in the tail,
Okay.
but in a ghost, the tail is clear.
Okay.
So a true ghost, it's like ghost white basically
that's
with a clear
cool.
tail,
Yeah.
but still with the red eyes. So there's still a lot coming into bristlenose, to sum it up, bloodlines in Australia in general.
That's interesting. That's cool.
But my main thing was just bringing it back to the sort of original albinos that I first saw when I was 12
And a
years
strong
old.
line with lots
Make
of
'em
different
healthy.
genetics mixed in,
Yeah.
and then strong
I don't
line
need
again
to pump
on top.
out huge numbers.
Yeah.
I just want healthy fish that,
Interesting.
I know that if I take them down to the pet shop and then they go on to somebody else, that they're going to have a fish for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
Strong
the
fish.
bristlenose that I've had, I tell people, some of the old adults that I've had or experienced, I mean, some of the peppermints in the tank behind me are 15 plus years.
You've given me a pair of peppermints that are like 10 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't see enough of it. You don't see enough of fish reaching their life expectancy at the very minimum, if not excelling that. Anyway, albinos in here. Another line of the Enla hybrids. It's got the blues. I
So
can
this
flick
is
the whites.
this is the blue light district.
But heaps of the green hair algae because it's soaking nutrients for me. But there's a couple of marble babies that were in there.
Okay, yep.
And then this is the spotted Enla line. So I started to pull a few males. I got one. You'll be able to spot him as there he is.
This light's a lot nicer. Like it shows the shimmers of the colours of the fish too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a much nicer light than the other ones, but the other ones still show it a good bit if you put it on.
I just mean like capturing on camera wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. But yeah,
a lot of girls. The boys don't really know what to do with themselves since I pulled the last batch of boys out. But they're at that in-between phase.
Yeah, nice.
So another one, I'm going for a spotted Enla. I've never seen it before. The first one I got, I was like, dang, that looks freaking cool. I want to see if I can isolate it. You saw that.
Yep.
I honestly got some corridors from a friend. He was shutting the tank down. The tank's inside. It was actually a really nice setup with the FX, my first FX experience, and I can say, yep, they live up to the hype.
What kind of corridors?
Just peppered.
Oh, they're peppered.
Yeah, just peppered. But no, they as soon as I put him in here, there's an albino that he's just snuck behind the wood, but I didn't put him in here. He's somehow survived coming through the filter.
Nice.
Kudos to him. Maybe he's a good bloodline for the next one. But yeah, the pepperds. As soon as I put them in here, she laid eggs all over the walls. I'm pretty sure it's 2 girls to 2 boys. And
I remember. I came in there.
They were pumping eggs.
Covered.
It would have been 30 to 40 every week. So I started collecting a few tumbler trials. I've done Cories before, but not for a good while. And I was limited for space last time. So typical for me, did a bit of a trial. Left a few eggs in to naturally hatch in the tank with not much substrate. A few little hiding spots, but just to try and see if they would have a chance. And then did some in a net where I tumbled them until they hatched and then chucked them in the net and fed them 2 to 3 times a day for that first week, and then after that they were pretty much good for a once or twice a day sort of feed. So there's a few still going in
this has
there.
caught my eye actually.
Oh, the pothos.
That's a very nice looking pothos.
That's a marble queen.
That looks really cool. It's like mostly.
Yeah, they throw a heap of the white. It's not quite a Mangela, but it's not a snow queen.
Cool, and they're all
Surprisingly.
shooting out their roots now. It's all happening.
Yeah, there's a few pothos that took their time getting kick-started, but once they go, it's a mad nitrate soak. It's literally just sucking nutrient out. And also with pothos, they release a hormone when they start shooting roots that helps other species shoot roots in water.
Oh,
It's
nice.
something that can.
Oh, that's cool.
They call them like a mother plant almost for water shooting plants. I don't know the correct terminology, but
That's cool. Yeah,
it's a
that's
good
cool.
one to chuck in, and then once it's established, you'll have better success with other stuff.
Did you touch on filtration?
Oh,
Yeah.
not
They're
really.
for the
It's-
rack, yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. I just have a hang on. I'll move this lid just because we.
I can't get too close anyway. It gets too dark, but I'll just get.
Yeah.
So that's a sump
So
tank.
yeah,
right?
it's a 3 foot 3 foot sump, 4 chamber. It's just a bunch of sponge.
Yeah.
Let me get the
Oh, no,
torch.
I can see. Yeah.
A bunch of sponge,
Yeah.
and then into the bio balls, which it needs a top up.
Yep.
But that should be tumbling, and then it goes underneath into just a substrate. So more of this rock mixed with some what is it, macropore? No, basically the balls that you use, marine pure, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those
Get that, yeah.
super porous substrates, similar to lava rock. But,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then just into a chamber to pump back up.
Nice. Like a very purest rock, like just with holes all over it.
Yeah, well, you want to have mechanical and biological, so I try and encompass both in it. So I mean, like,
Is that
when those little black?
it's kind of like AI in our civilization right now?
Oh, I'd
Just
be
kidding.
interested to see if you fed this to AI, what it would throw back out at you.
Oh man,
It's yeah.
would probably just be vomiting in the yard.
And then I'll show you the last one. I don't know if they're going to come out or not, but so what sort of stemmed me right back into fish initially was peppermint bristlenose. They were one of the ones that I'd kept years ago. When I mentioned before, I did a bunch of the they're not Pecosmus, but the suckermouth catfish. I could never get the peps to go, and this was to breed.
Oh, a question actually.
Yeah,
So, bristle noses are classified bristle noses,
yeah.
but then all of a sudden, peppermints are L numbers. Is that what is an L number compared to a bristle nose, man? Like,
Yeah.
I'd never really understood.
It can be a triggering question, but from my understanding, L numbers initially were just thrown in for Lecoridaes, which is a branch of the suckermouth catfish, being that there was so many that they just ran out of names for them all. That's why some of your more famous ones have names, because they,
Are they same
are
family
unreal. As well.
as the bristle nose?
No.
Okay, so it's a complete
so-
different family too.
But there's a few that come under the L number that still are ancistrous, like your peppermints.
Yeah, which is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's
sorry.
a hard one to wrap your head around. So commons, marble, calico, they all come under the
because
same.
I know that peppermints can't crossbreed with a bristle nose.
That's right. Yeah.
So
But to throw another
have to be a
spanner
different-
into your mentality, into what you're thinking is another L number, so the L144, which is the lemon blue eyes,
okay.
can breed with an albino.
Oh, okay. Oh, what? Wait, just fucking.
I need a big thing on the wall with all of them. Like, it would stretch the whole shed, because
Yeah.
there's over 1,000.
Yeah.
But basically, my understanding is they ran out of names.
Sorry.
Some of them they put under the Le Corridae umbrella, the L number umbrella.
Yeah.
But some of the other sucker mouths that were similarly featured got brought under that umbrella as well.
Okay, alright.
So that's why, like your peppermint, I think it's a L168. I think.
I'm not.
But I would have to double check it.
L166? No.
I can
I
check it
can't.
quickly,
I remember
but
seeing it in the shop. I can't remember.
yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So some of them got classified under that L number
Yeah,
when
okay.
they were initially discovered.
Which is-
because they were just like, there's so damn many.
So can
Let's just give 'em a
well,
number.
can the Bristlenose breed with the other L numbers? No, it's a completely different family.
Yeah,
That's bizarre, eh? That's
but then
I don't know how fish keeping works. It's like reptiles and fish are very similar in many ways, but then there's some parts where it's like,
yeah. So you would I would compare it to your ancestress. Sorry, not ancestress. Your that's the freaking bristlenose.
yes, sorry.
I'm full in fish now.
Yeah.
The like your spotteds and stuff, your marbles and
Okay. This,
like T plus and all that sort of thing. Like how many morphs you can get off that,
yeah.
but you can't really go that over anything else that's in its region.
So more like no, because
So, like, with the
locality we
stimmies
can
and
still cross
stuff.
locality too.
Yeah, but they can't go over like a coastal that might be in the same locality as it, because they're technically a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit of the parts are similar, but not similar enough.
yeah. Okay.
So you have like two snakes that are pretty
Yeah.
close in locality and diet and everything else. They might be a bit different on looks, but you would think,
So-
they're close enough. Like why
Actually,
couldn't they?
this is like the Sedecus. So Sedecus family with the spotted black
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
red
and the
belly,
red
right?
belly,
They're in the
yeah.
same regional area.
But
Red belly's live birth.
Yeah.
Spotted black is egg birth.
so they can't.
But they can't
There's no
cross.
way.
Well, we've never heard of anything, but
It could have happened, but
technically,
not feasible. Yeah,
technically, going by the rules of the rest of the reptile
yeah,
world, the same family
yeah. See,
would be able to breed with each other.
I mentioned
in a
I
sense.
looked into a little bit into
But like-
genetics, but I'm still very
Yeah,
much
I
a
don't know.
novice.
I don't know.
I
either.
do
I'm
not
just-
know. I couldn't tell you exactly why
Yeah.
that fish in there that looks super identical to the fish in here
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Maybe the parts just don't match to keep it G rated.
That's just the way it
but
is.
what sparked me back into fish and learning about that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm always trying to learn. That's my biggest. I've always said to Brendan, I'm a big fan. Whatever you know, like if I can learn off of it, tell me. Hence why we had Skittles out here earlier. I'd never had a reptile until I met Brendan. At all, I hadn't even met somebody with a reptile.
Let's just say maybe he's got a few now.
but
But that's another
I
day.
got a couple of really nice, quite large.
Oh, dude,
peppermint
that
bristlenose.
peppermint is monster, bro. That is such a beautiful
And
specimen.
there's a 397 behind it.
And the tigers, dude. Oh man, look at the size of that freaking peppermint. It's like the size of that dome.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
like-
not breeding in there, unfortunately. I'm trying to phase out the smaller ones because they stopped breeding on me.
Oh my
since I
god, that is
upgraded the
such a
tank.
beautiful animal. You guys. I'm trying to do it justice, but you will never know the size of a peppermint.
The water's super tannins too because I've got that big new piece of wood in there.
Yeah, that's alright. That's a really old animal, man. That's a very old pepper.
There is more in here. There's another tiger there, but they're all just they're a shy animal, and I gave them the space to hide, so they hide. So you're hard pressed seeing them, but there's probably at a guess there'd be 10 to 12 peppermints in here and 4 to 5.
So, is there a
Tigers.
method to the madness why this tank is so dark?
Just to give them more comfort, honestly. I've been trialing a few different things. So this colony of peppermints I had been pulling babies from, which is rare for a peppermint. What was that? 4 females, 2 breeding males. I was pulling a batch every 3 weeks.
Wow.
And then the tank leaked, swapped them, got a new tank, upgraded them to the next size up. So they were in a 3 foot, went to a 4 foot. more tunnels, more hiding holes, better filtration. Almost all of the water from their old setup went into here, and they went, no.
Yeah, okay.
It would have been 2 to 3 months of nothing. A lot of people will say, oh, to spur them back on, you do daily water changes. There was 3 weeks where I was doing daily water changes.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried a lot of stuff. I even tried introducing more calcium.
So is it looking hopeful in this tank now? It's been like you've had. How long has this tank been open for? You reckon?
This tank has probably been up for 6 months, maybe
yeah.
8.
Yeah, I think.
Sometimes it's once they get established in here, then they'll start when they feel comfortable. It depends on the animal. I had them breeding in this tank, inside, with people walking around and vibrating the floor and stuff, and they were still going. It wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It stumped me a little bit.
But
with
they're
peppermints.
much more harder to breed
Oh, absolutely.
than
yeah.
the normal.
Yeah. Well, they're harder to get going. Once you get them breeding and they're comfortable and whatever,
Yeah,
you
okay.
have similar batch output or egg output to a regular common or
Yeah.
albino
Okay.
or whatever.
Yep.
If you have a good healthy animal, that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I power feed the tanks.
Dude,
and I've
that's
been
the
trying to
biggest.
condition them.
That's the biggest. Any bristle nose I've ever seen. That pepper was massive.
It's the biggest pepper I've had, but it's also one of the ones I've had for the longest.
Yeah, man, that's probably like 15-year-old animal, probably.
If not more, the fella I got it off had it for almost 10, and I've had it for 6 or 7, so
Yeah,
I just
wow.
say 14, 15
Wow, that's so cool.
plus. So it might be getting to that point where he's too old, but it's also, there's other males in here, and there's plenty of tunnel space for other males to try and establish.
Yeah, it's something so cool about something when an animal can live. Their lifespan is so much longer. There's something so cool when they get to their perfect form,
Yeah.
and they're just,
Oh, yeah.
they're just,
I
I,
like
just
peps too,
go
man.
in awe, like.
When you first have the batch of babies and you see some of them have like pretty unique patterns. So the cool thing about peppermints is no two will have the same pattern for spots. It's entirely unique, as with a lot of other animals with patterns. And I remember getting one of the big females that's in here now. Was one of the first peppermints I ever bred when I first got back into it, and I was like, yep, I missed out on breeding them years and years ago. I want to get into them, and that's when this colony started. But one of the first females that's back in here has like a triple spot where 3 dots have met into one, so it's a super bright spot.
Wow.
And it's cool anytime you see her. It's just, now I've done this new scape more for the fish. I don't get to enjoy it as much, and I mean, selfish me complaining about that, but I know they're in there, and I know they're loving it, but I miss them. I miss them,
I'm gonna have to wrap this up here, man, because we're going into like an hour of this episode. So I could sit here
talk forever.
Yeah, man. Honestly, we could sit here and talk forever about everything, and we do all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll just,
if you have any questions about anything that you've seen, just leave it in the comments. We're happy
Yeah,
to
for
answer.
sure.
I'm trying to be as clear
and
as I can about
I know you
everything.
got a few things coming up that you're going to be doing, and the expansion of this shed is going to be pretty cool, man. So we will do a touch up with Kyle over the next, I don't know, I'm going to give you 6 months, mate. No.
Well, yeah. That's
I
not
reckon.
realistic. I've already got tanks lined up. It's just freeing up the space.
Yeah, nice, man.
The next big thing for the shed is obviously selling the car, moving that on. That goes towards the house, but that also frees me with some space.
That's right.
And I really.
So
I
this
wanna
whole
keep
wall will be fish tanks next time we come to Kyle's
pushing.
shed.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on some fish, and I definitely need to get the space ready for them. If you have any of the rare sucker mouse that I got my eye on, let me know.
This is the sucker mouth king. Nah, just kidding. All right.
Nah, it was good. It was good.
Thanks, guys. Winter Blooded.